Hello and welcome to Note This Only Trashy Podcast, episode 90. The date today is the 23rd of August 2015. So it's me and Joe, or Joe and I, and how's it going, Joe? How's life?
90 episodes.
Oh yeah.
I just completely ignored your question right there. 90.
That's fine.
That's nearly 100.
That's 10 away if my calculations are correct.
If you were to meet a 90-year-old person, you think, wow, that's old.
Wow, they're almost done.
Yeah, I mean, if you died right now, you'd have had a long life.
A long, healthy podcast life.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, you can cancel this podcast now.
Oh well.
No.
Thanks for the heads up.
Oh wait, no. No, that's impressive though, 90.
I think so. I mean, we have crawled our way here, but I think that's fine. That's okay.
Okay, so if this podcast was to be ultra professional and every week, what would it have been on?
Oh,
50 something? No, more than that.
50?
150, I said.
Oh, right. No, probably less than that.
How long has it been going?
Well, think about it. Well, a year is 52 weeks.
Yep. It must be going
And
for
what?
over 2 years.
Over 2 years. So by saying 150, that means that we've missed over a year's worth, which I think is a little bit high.
No, I didn't say over, about 150.
No, but that's still like from 90, that's 60, which is over a year.
Wait a minute. 52 plus 52, 104.
Yeah.
46 weeks. Okay, so that's about 2. Yes, all right. About 2 years, 3/4. All right, maybe not that long.
It's about there. About 130, 140, let's say.
Yeah, so what I was right.
Well, you're a little bit off.
Oh, sorry, I'm not like a math magician.
That's okay. You'll get there, though. You're going to college to train to be a mathematician.
Oh, no, magician, I said. Math magician.
Oh, math magician. I can't keep up with the terms.
I do magic
just can't
with
do
maths.
it. Like, do them incorrectly. Oh,
yes,
snap.
and that's magic.
Oh, I went there.
Mm-hmm.
Hit you right in the decimal point.
Ow.
Thank you for that genuine ow. I enjoyed that.
Thank you. Oh, I don't get trained for nothing. All right, I've got a certificate.
Well, that's
Got a diploma and everything for this math magician.
Wow, that's a pretty big step.
It cost $75,000.
But worth every penny,
Yes.
right? I mean, it's just numbers. Who cares about numbers?
I will do my math magician on them and make the debt go away.
Bye-bye. Fake my own death.
By going to Mexico.
Because you have no choice.
No. What was your question?
How's life? I think it was.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah, that's all right.
So pretty good apart from the whole fleeing the country thing.
Yeah, I'm trying not to think about it, to be honest.
Well, that's good. That's a positive attitude. There's nothing you can do. Don't even waste energy on it.
No, just talk about video games and stuff instead.
Yeah, I suppose we might do that.
Yeah.
I'm not promising anything, but a discussion about video games might accidentally happen on this podcast.
Are you hinting that there is not much news?
Oh no, we got some things to talk about. You don't have to sweat that too much, but we usually don't. We're not very direct with that sort of stuff, as you can tell by this meaningless, rambling conversation.
Absolutely meaningless.
Just no point to it, is it? Really?
Wasting our breath.
You've never even been to Mexico.
Haven't I?
Well, now I'm not sure.
No, I haven't. You're right.
Oh, well, that's good.
Absolutely right.
Yeah. But I was thinking before we started this that it felt weird that we were already doing another one. I was like, man, this week has just flown past. But in reality, we're just not used to doing them every week. But it just felt like the week went quick, when of course that's not what happened. It was a normal week, and we actually done a second one.
Well done us. Give ourselves a pat on the back. Well, yay, look at that. No, I agree. I do think this week felt quick, though. I think there's something in the air.
Just the poisonous gas.
Yeah.
That's what's doing it.
And also, the nights are drawing in, which isn't helping.
Oh, I haven't really noticed.
Oh,
really.
I have. It's like 9 o'clock. Oh, it's dark.
You're just rocking in a chair,
it's
looking
dark
outside
now.
the window, just, moon's coming in early. I don't likes it.
How's my corn doing?
Family are coming in like, Joe, have you eaten? Nah, no time for that. Gotta keep an eye on that moon.
Oh, there it is.
There he is. Every day.
It has though. It's dark now. It's sad. It's such a small window of nice evenings, and then they're gone.
Well, if we're going to start talking about that, it has been raining down a storm, and that is craziness.
It was lovely yesterday.
Was it?
The day I spent all inside.
Well, you had your rocking chair, you saw it, you just didn't experience it.
No, the weather's been okay.
Well, that's cool.
Are you telling me that weather's different over different places?
Sometimes.
What?
It's been known to happen.
No. Okay.
Yeah, let's move on. Right. Let's talk about some games. Big news this week. I would say the biggest news, but I don't know, I guess. Pokken Fighters or Pokken Tournament. Do you know what that is?
It's Pokemon Championships. Don't know.
Yeah? I mean,
Is it? Is it like a...
Yeah, I think this week is the Pokemon World Championships. And I don't really watch it because I just don't have the interest, I'll be honest. But at the championships, they announced that Pokken Tournament is coming to Wii U in the spring 2016 worldwide.
Pokken Tournament?
Pokken Tournament, yeah.
Can you spell that for me, please?
Okay, P-O-K, but K with the dash, K-E-N, and then Tournament.
That's a terrible name.
Okay, well, it's called Pokken because the people that are making Tekken, Bandai Namco, are making this one, and it's a fighting game, so Tekken, Pokken.
That's so bad.
It's clever though, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
quite... It makes you think.
How dumb it is.
No, it's great.
Oh, God.
It's so dumb it's great though. That's how I see it.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're a Pokemon fan. I just think it's dumb.
Well, that's your opinion, and I disagree.
Okay.
Okay, if you had a fighting game though, and it was all about Pokemon, what would you call it?
Talk about it for a second. I'll think about it.
Okay, well,
Fill the time.
game was originally released about a month and a half ago as an arcade game, and this whole time they're saying it's just for the arcades, only in Japan, and that's it. But I believe that because of all the images online and how much just... People got really excited about the idea of playing this game, so they said, okay, we're going to port it over to Wii U. Now, I don't know exactly at what point that happened. I would assume it was when people got excited about it worldwide. But the fact that it was only being released in arcades in Japan was also really weird, which just kind of makes me think that they didn't have confidence in the project. And they thought, right, we'll just start with the arcades in Japan because we know that will do well. And then we just kind of see what the reaction is. And if we get the correct one, then we'll put it on Wii U. Because otherwise, I think maybe they were thinking that, oh, Pokemon fans don't like fighting games, so no one's going to want to play this. That is a logical conclusion to think about this game. But it turns out that there is a lot of people who want it. And there is a lot of hardcore Pokemon fans who would enjoy something like this. And I think just an extra game on the Wii U, I think people would kind of enjoy. Or just a Pokemon game on the Wii U. Because as far as I'm concerned, or as far as I know, I don't think we've got any Pokemon games on the Wii U. Or not proper ones, anyway.
I got one.
Go on.
Punchemon.
Oh, ew.
That's no then bloody Pokken.
Punchemon.
Yeah.
Or Punchomon. No,
Yeah.
it's not even Punchomon. It's Pokemon.
Well, that'd be the Pokemon wearing ponchos. That could be DLC.
Ponchomon. That's easy. That's an expansion. That's season pass.
I tried my best, alright?
Punchomon though. First of all, it would be Punchmon. Because Pokemon it's Pokemon, there's just a dash above the K, which creates that extra syllable, Pokemon. But you couldn't add that on Punch. It wouldn't work.
Wait, what are you talking about? Pokemon.
Like Pokemon, you know, it's Pokemon.
There's an E in there, isn't there?
Yeah, but E is part of Poke.
Pokemon.
But it's the dash above the E? I think I was saying the K, which was incorrect, but it's the dash above the E that makes it Pokemon.
Yep.
Not Pokemon.
Frenchy. Yep.
Very Frenchy, but Punchamon wouldn't work because there's no E.
You would dash the H.
Oh,
not dash, so accent the H.
Accent the H.
Yeah. Punch
So
here.
what would that turn? So that's a her sound that turns into an sound.
Listen,
Punchemon.
don't question my ideas like that.
And what about there's kicking as well, and other moves.
Well, that's coming next year.
In fact, that punching I would say is a very small part of Pokemon because there are punching moves.
Yep.
But then it's all element based, a lot of it.
Oh, so what? Kickamon?
No, not Kickamon. Let's just get away from the specific attacks. That's what I'm saying. You
Hitamon.
want to keep it vague. Hitmonchamon. Fightomon.
Battlemon. There you go. You even got the E then. Battlemon. That's it. Done.
Battlemon.
Yep.
But that just sounds like a Pokemon ripoff rather than a Pokemon game.
The official Pokemon official Battlemon. There you go. Now it's real.
Pokemon presents Battlemon.
Battlemon. Yep.
And it could be like
Because
Battlemon,
it's battle
maybe.
monsters then. It makes sense in so many ways.
No, but they were already battling in the normal games.
But now it's extra battling. Now
not
the whole
extra
purpose of the game is
battling.
battling.
Yeah, that's the purpose, but it's not extra. Pokemon's always fought.
Alright, Super Battlemon.
Super Battlemon, okay.
2. Turbo.
Why is it 2 Turbo?
Because the first one was released in Japan and it didn't do very well.
Well, no, I think it did.
Oh, did it?
Maybe. I don't know. That's the problem I have with this game. I think it looks pretty cool. I'm not really into my fighters, but whatever. But does people know if this game's good? It's been out in Japan for a month and a half, but I haven't read any impressions or anyone saying, oh, I went to Japan, played it, and it was really good. So it could be awful for all we know. Super Battlemon.
2 turbocharge.
2 turbocharge. Well, now you're just stealing Street Fighter's thing.
Triple X.
No, don't throw it. No, not Triple X, especially not Triple X.
X's look cool, alright?
No, but not 3 of them.
Right, 4 then. Quadruple X. We just shove a few X's on and it makes it look great.
That just sounds like it's even more dirty.
Well, to you maybe.
Well, yeah, but what are you saying that if you put Triple X,
That's dirty.
that's dirty, but you add an extra X, that's
fine again. That means, oh wow, we're dealing with something big here.
no,
Special.
that's not fine again. I would say that implies that okay, there's dirty, and then there's what we're doing.
2X.
Maybe. Because then you got your what is that, like XX chromosomes
Yep.
going into the old chromosome region?
It could also be like Kiss Kiss as well. Like a
Yeah,
text.
That's not dirty, that's just nice.
Exactly. That's nice. People think, oh, that's sweet.
I mean, you can't just do the 1X because there was already Pokemon X, so that kind of ruins that.
Yep. It's difficult, isn't it, naming games?
It is,
I didn't realise how
but
difficult it was.
Pokken Tournament, they already nailed it, so that's easy.
Well, nailed it is a strong term.
They already hit the ball out of the park.
Again, very strong.
They already did a good job, and I like it.
That's alright.
That's acceptable.
That's acceptable. There's no Battlemon, but I will accept that.
Good. Well, I mean, the good thing about this game is that it's something to look forward to with the Wii U in 2016. Because the amount of comments I read online saying, well, there are a few games, but not that many, and well, there's Zelda, but I'll just get that on the NX. And it's like, what are you on about? Like, people seem to have this idea that Zelda is coming to the NX, which, as a rumour, I don't think it's a bad one. I don't think it's a terrible theory. I don't think it's impossible. But the fact that so many people are just accepting it as fact is just absurd. It's completely absurd. All Nintendo have said about the NX is that we're going to announce details about it in 2016. So why are you then taking that jump to being like, oh, Zelda got delayed to 2016, that means that Zelda's coming to the NX. I think it's completely absurd. And yeah, I'll admit the games coming to Wii U is a little bit lacking, but at the same time, I don't know where this jump has come from. I think it's too silly to assume that as fact, but so many people have, and I don't get it.
So would that mean, has there been any Zelda game released on the Wii U yet?
Wind Waker HD was released.
But like a new one.
No, it's Skyward Sword was the last main series Zelda game.
And that was the Wii.
Yeah, that was on the Wii. That was 2011, so right at the end.
And there's usually one for each generation, right?
Yeah, there's always one on each console. That's just how it goes. You have your Mario, you have your Zelda, it's standard.
So do you think they'd release it on both?
Well, that's what people are saying, right? They're saying how Twilight Princess, they put it on the GameCube and the Wii. So they'll probably just do that again. And it's possible. I mean, it makes sense to have a big main series Zelda game to launch your system. And I think if they did that for the NX, that would really help out. But at the same time, they can't. That is so burying the Wii U and so admitting it's bad, which I don't think they're quite there yet. With the NX, I think the whole deal with that, and the only reason we know anything about it, is to keep the stockholders happy. That the sales for the Wii U aren't there, and even though there are some good games on it, and I really like it, I think the shareholders or the stockholders saw the figures and say this isn't good enough, what are you going to do about it? So the company turned around and said, we're making the NX. I don't think it's for fans, I don't think it's for anyone else, but a pure business perspective of saying, look, Nintendo isn't doing as well as it could do, but we have a bright future, so stick tight. And I think people are taking that and the fact that we already got that information about it and just warping it to whatever they kind of feel like. Because the NX won't come out until 2017. I'm going to say that now, outright. We will not see it until then. So, to assume that Zelda's also going to get delayed until 2017, it's just silly and just untrue and just not going to happen.
Okay, right. I'm going to pose a question to you as a Nintendo fan.
Okay.
Let's say one of the things you just said is that it would be a really great kind of launch if it was with a Zelda game, brand new Zelda game. So, would you rather Wii U comes out on Wii U? Yeah, great, whatever.
Yeah.
Or, for the good of the whole company, it was released with the NX to really push its launch.
Well,
or why not both?
Why not both? I don't know. It's a weird one because it's hard to say because we don't know what the NX is. We don't know if it's like a more powerful console or what sort of power it is. So if they've been building this game on the Wii U and porting it to the NX would make it a better game and make it run better and they could do more with it, then yeah, for the good of the game, it would be worth doing that. But at the same time, I don't know if that benefit actually will happen. Because of course, when you have a game so long in development and so much is dedicated to it, I don't know if that would really help the game that much. But in terms of good of the company, I don't think having a Zelda game at launch matters too much as long as they've got something there. And I don't know what they're planning to release at launch for the NX, but you would assume they have some games on the way. You would assume that the next Mario game, perhaps, as long as they have something. You don't need every main series Nintendo game to launch with a system because it's just unrealistic and it would be a little bit of overload, actually. You know, you want that spread out to some degree. But no, I don't think it's necessary. Just bring out the new Zelda on the Wii U. That's what it's been built on. It looks really good on the system. It's going to be great. And instead of, just don't make the fans wait for it. And just as long as they have something for the NX, I think they'll be fine. Like if you look back in all the history, they always have something to launch alongside the system. Apart from the Wii U, actually, that didn't have any big game. So that kind of tells you what you need to know. I think with the Wii U, the big game was New Super Mario Bros. U. And I think that was because of how well New Super Mario Bros. Wii sold. Because it sold a stupid amount. So they thought, oh, we'll just make a new one of those, launch it with the Wii U, and people will buy it. But of course, there were so many other problems that it just didn't work out. But yeah, as long as they have something. So I don't think they need to worry about it. And I think if they had a new Super Mario game, that would be better. So yeah, I would say still keep it to Wii U even from that perspective.
Yeah, I think Mario's probably better.
And there's no need to give up on the Wii U as well. I still think it's great. And there's still a lot of people that have brought it. It's just I think so many people have written it off, and it's just not justified. It's definitely not.
That noise means, okay, I don't have a Wii U. You're very passionate about the Wii U.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a lot of great gaming experiences with the system.
So I'm not going to question you.
I mean, again, we've said this time and time again. It's, do you like Nintendo games? Yes, no. If you do get it, you'll have a great time, and there's a lot of good ones. If you don't, then yeah, fair enough, don't play it. But at the same time, if you're a massive gamer, you should enjoy Nintendo on some level. Like, it seems silly to be, some people class themselves as a hardcore gamer, whatever that means, but not play Nintendo games. And it's like, well, they're the biggest video game company ever, the most successful, the most consistent. They make amazing games, they still make great ones. Yeah, they're not perfect, of course. There's still some bad games that they've made, and you can't always recommend them, but to ignore them, it's just doesn't make any sense.
Ignorant.
Like, it's ignorant, Joe. Absolutely. Because you're saying, I love video games and all that, but I'm not going to play any from the biggest video game company ever. It's just stupid.
Yes.
Especially because they have the range as well. You got your Marios, you got your Zeldas, you got your Metroids, you got your Super Smash Bros, you got your Mario Kart, and you got plenty others as well. So they've got that range as well. But some people just write them off and move on, and that's that. But I just think that's just silly.
Man, a really random thought just popped into my head.
Go on.
It's still about Nintendo. Professor Layton, right?
Sure.
I like Professor Layton. It's good. They should make a Professor Layton point-and-click game.
Okay.
Don't you think that works well? That just makes sense to me.
Well, you could do,
and
but
on the Wii U, and you have like the screen on the gamepad, and that would be so good.
Well, you could just make a new Layton on the Wii U and just still have it about puzzles and such.
Yeah, but it's like an evolution of the series. I'll write to Nintendo.
Point and click. Is that really necessary? Does that element need to be added?
Well, yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I haven't played them, so I don't know. But
I don't know. I just think that seems kind of cool, because at the moment it's pretty much a point and click already, in a way. But I'm just I can't explain it. That's like an epiphany. It's just hit me.
Well, for the purposes of a point and click, you wouldn't have the Wiimote. I mean, you could use it, but you would use the gamepad. And if you wanted to do that, you would always be looking at the gamepad so you could actually point and click. And I just don't think that's a good home experience if you're looking at the gamepad more than the main screen.
I wouldn't have that. Why would you point and click on the gamepad?
Well, because you can't. If you're going to be using the touchpad, then that's what you're going to be using, or the touchscreen. I mean.
Nah, wouldn't use touchscreen. Because then you can't hover. You can't hover with touchscreen.
So what? So you would be using the right analog stick and the left analog stick?
You'd be using the... yeah.
Right.
You don't have faith in my idea, do you?
Well, I don't know what would make... adding this would actually add.
It'll be good. I've just watched an episode of Dragon's Den, so I'm now like an entrepreneur.
Oh, okay.
And I'm gonna ask Peter Jones for actually the Japanese version of Peter Jones for 100,000 yen.
Jones-san.
And we'll make a point and click later game. I'm telling you, that exists somewhere. Someone's gonna make that.
No, but I don't get why add the point and click. I don't get.
It's just a different style.
But it's for its own sake.
Yeah. Isn't that why things happen? You just do it.
No, but you do it because it's good.
And it is good.
No, but point and clicks are gone.
And it will bring it back.
No, it wouldn't.
Yes,
though.
It absolutely would. Absolutely.
Listen, bringing late into the Wii U, fair enough. You could get some gorgeous animated cutscenes.
Yep.
You could get some different puzzles using the Wii U and the TV. There's stuff there. But then I don't know why you would then add this point and click dynamic to it all.
Because it's not that much of a stretch. But
then why
it's
do it?
But it's like a step in a different direction.
But for its own sake, like I said.
Yeah.
But then don't bother.
Why not bother? You're stuck in the past, man. You got to move forward.
You're stuck in the past with your point and clicks.
Well, you watch. Within the next 2 years, there'll be a point and click press later game.
I don't think so.
There will be.
No.
And if not, I will make one.
Well, that's
a bit of a jump.
Possible.
There will be. I sense it. I've got a good feeling about that.
Well, I mean, the question is, will Layton come to the Wii U or expand as a series? That's your first question.
Yes.
Okay, well, that's good. That's a good start.
Yeah.
Because I think they're all, they like 7, 8 games in?
I think the last one was that crossover, wasn't it?
Yeah. So I don't even know if he's going to come back at all.
He will. As a point and click.
No, not as the point and click. I'm not accepting this.
I feel something special about that. I'm just saying.
Okay.
You do lots of predictions. That's my one on this podcast.
All right, we'll see.
That's my prediction.
Before the NX is released, we're going to see a Professor Layton point and click game on the Wii U.
Yes. And you would owe me a lot of money.
Okay, yeah, but in this scenario though, there has to be mechanics that are specific to point and click.
Yep.
You directly controlling Layton and looking at stuff, that's not quite...
No, inventory. That's what will be on the gamepad screen. Inventory.
Okay. I want to see these mechanics though. I want to sign off on this.
Just give me money.
No, I'm not giving you money.
Look, this trip to Mexico is expensive.
I bet it is.
Very expensive.
I'm not going to give you any... what's the currency? Bloody...
yen. No,
that's not...
Mexicoin.
Mexicoin. I'm not giving you my Mexicoin tournament fighters.
Mexicoin. What is the currency? We should know that.
I feel like when I hear it, I will then know it for the first time.
Yes. It's a peso.
Oh, peso. See, now I know it.
Mm-hmm.
Can't even argue with that logic.
Mm-hmm. You live and learn on this podcast.
I suppose so.
Or live anyway. Until you die on a podcast, then that'll be a bit awkward.
Let's not go down that route. There's no need for this.
No, sorry. I'll completely sidetrack that thing, but I think that was a worthy sidetrack because I am correct.
Okay, well, we'll see.
What's
We
the
got
word?
time.
I am clairvoyant.
Bloody. Does that mean No, that's mean. I was going to say something mean, but I realise there's no need for such meanness.
No.
As a human race, we're not going to grow if we just argue and bicker.
It means you can predict the future.
Oh, okay.
I'm clairvoyant.
You can't tell yourself you're clairvoyant.
I can because I looked to the future and realised I could tell the future.
What? So in your future, you saw the moment you realised you could tell the future?
Yes.
That makes no sense.
To you, maybe. You don't possess the powers that I do.
Well, that's true. This sounds like the worst time travel film ever.
Clairvoyant Joe, coming to a cinema near you.
breaking all the rules.
And I have like all the Oscar cliches and things. So I'll have like I've got to be like poor at the beginning, or like
Sure.
dying or something. And then I meet this little kid and we become best friends because the kid needs like some company and I need company. And then we go on this adventure together and the kid learns about himself. I learn about myself. Then we go our separate ways at the end. And then when I'm old, I see him all grown up. I think, oh, you've done well.
And he comes back to kill you.
That's a sequel.
To possess the power.
That's a sequel. We got to string out the money.
Oh, okay. It's a trilogy.
Yeah,
Planned
trilogy. Why'd you have me on this podcast? Why?
I don't know.
What?
You got the ideas, man.
I just talk about a load of crap.
You just come up with film ideas. You're just writing down all this gold.
Yeah, right. Yeah. This is just a recording. I can look back on podcast 23 and think, oh, that was a good idea, Joe.
Thought to Joe. A film where I can tell the future. Make film.
That's the thing. When it's on the internet, it's never gone. So we're just kind of archiving these ideas.
Well, you are. I'm talking about Pokken fighters, but I guess your idea will outlast Pokken Tournament in terms of being relevant.
Yes.
You know, because a good idea is a good idea forever.
I mean, that watching Dragon's Den really has done something to me. Already in this podcast, I've had 3 amazing ideas.
Okay, I haven't heard any.
What do you mean? Punch 'em on, kick 'em on, battle 'em on.
Okay, Super Battlemon, Turbo, Triple X, no 4Xs.
Yep, got a 4 or 2.
So a pornographic Pokemon game. That's cool.
Yep.
I can see it.
Professor Layton point and click on the Wii U.
Okay.
And now
won't happen.
The Oscar-winning Clairvoyant Joe. And its sequel, Clairvoyant Joe 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Why does it have to rhyme? No good film has a title that rhymes.
Oh, now hang on a minute.
No, there's none.
Wait, there must be one.
There's 0.
I've got to research that. I don't believe you.
Well, how are you going to research that?
I'll have to look up films that rhyme.
So, I wonder what does Google say now that I'm now interested in this.
Okay, live Googling.
Okay.
Film titles that rhyme. Film titles that sound rude is what it's given me. What?
Well, we don't want that. There's no need for
Here we go. Oh, there's a website for it. Great.
For what?
Be Kind Rewind. That was a decent film.
No, it wasn't though.
It was okay.
It wasn't good.
Don John. Didn't see it, but you know, it has...
Don John? Haven't heard of it.
As Robin. The Robin guy. Third Rock from the Sun guy. Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Robin?
The Cat in the Hat. Okay, that's bad. Drop Dead Fred. Pretty good.
I haven't seen it, but...
He said, she said.
Did she though?
Hot Shots. There's so many. Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels.
Well, that's barely a rhyme. I mean, Lock and Stock, sure, but it's not like a...
Jeepers Creepers.
Well, where'd you get those eyes, though?
Yeah, that's quite a good film, the first one.
There's
so many.
There's more than I thought.
I'm missing loads of them. E.T.
Well, that's a stretch. E rhymes with T.
Yes. Battle in Seattle, there's a film, apparently.
I don't want to see it.
Okay, I'm going to stop.
Is there like a bit on Netflix, films that rhyme? So you can just watch them all. There's like no consistency with any of the films. They're just random films.
From Prada to Nada.
Ugh.
Alright, yeah, definitely time to stop. Right.
I feel gross.
So yeah. What was I saying? Why am I here?
So no good films is what we established.
Some good films, rhyme. But I will rethink my Electric Boogaloo.
Okay. Electric. It's not even relevant to the film. In the film, you've been murdered, and now your adopted son is taking over the legacy.
Yeah. But he killed me.
Yeah.
Oh, so he... okay. Interesting film idea.
Note to self.
You can direct it.
I don't want to direct it.
I'll be the producer. You direct it.
What?
We'll have we'll have Michael Fassbender as me.
Sure.
And who's quite a good young actor?
I am. Hello.
Who's quite young? How old is that? The evil kid from Game of Thrones. Is he young?
I think he's kind of young. Yeah.
Is he good?
I don't know.
Have you watched Game of Thrones?
Yeah, he seems to be a good actor,
Yeah,
but
okay,
everyone hates him, though.
Yeah, that's true. That wouldn't work. It's got to be likable.
What about that guy with the glasses?
Oh, that guy with the glasses. No, I know that kid out of Iron Man 3. And he was also
No.
And he was also in what film was he in recently? Oh, Jurassic World.
No.
Yes, he'll do.
No.
Perfect specimen.
Well, he has been in 2 films that have grossed over $1 billion worldwide, so who am I to argue?
I see a pattern emerging.
It was all him.
Carried the films.
He was in the movie poster. He was on the front.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good choice.
We're not doing that.
Why did you know him so much?
Because Iron Man 3 was not a good film.
Because of the kid, are you saying?
Well, I mean, he was fine.
Exactly, a kid was fine.
Yeah, but we don't want fine. We want... No, I don't want anything.
$1 billion... You're directing this.
I'm not directing it, though.
And you can have maybe 2% cut.
How about
profit.
80%? And then I shut down the idea.
Listen, I've just watched Dragon's Den. What have I just said? I've got a great understanding now of profit margins and net revenue and things. So don't even go there.
But not how to make a film about... based on yourself or something. I don't even know anymore. So it's... the lead character is still Joe.
Yeah.
But it's just played by Michael Fassbender.
Yeah.
And when you say you're being played by Michael Fassbender...
Yeah.
This never happened. You just wrote the idea and named the lead character after yourself.
No, it's based on a true story. That's got to be on the poster because that makes people watch it.
Based on a true story.
Yes.
The guy that could see the future.
I'm now having second thoughts about Fassbender. Maybe Cumberbatch.
You're thinking Cumberbatch?
Yeah.
He does seem
He's bound
quite,
to win an Oscar at some point.
I think so.
It could be for Clairvoyant Joe.
I mean, possibly. Maybe something more classy, but I don't want to slag off the idea.
Yeah, no, I think we'll go with Benedict.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about Tom Hardy? Tom Hardy's hot nowadays.
He can be a villain in the film.
Well, he's kind of short.
Yeah. He can be maybe
the Prince of Jupiter.
That would work. Because he sees my time travelling. There's time travelling now. Kind of premonitions, and he gets like a secret message through on what planet is he from?
Jupiter.
And he thinks it's war. So then he goes against me.
He's like, I sense a disturbance in the Force, and then he sends the deaf Jupiter over. But you see it coming.
I am really sorry for what I've done to this podcast.
No, it's fine.
I am really sorry.
If this is how creatively you get your kicks, then who am I to stand in the way?
No, you are. You should definitely stand in the way. You should have stood in the way a long time ago.
No, well, I was about to make 80% on the sequel, so there's potential.
Mm-hmm. I won't stop you.
Okay, well, let's go back to gaming then, shall we?
Yes, let's.
So, this week was also the Black Ops 3 beta. And you have a PS4, but I'm going to guess you didn't play it.
What the hell are you talking about?
The Black Ops 3?
I didn't even know that was a thing.
They're making a third one.
Yep. Call
of Duty.
Yep.
Kind of a big deal.
I heard some feedback about it.
What did you hear?
It's faster than something, but slower than not Ghosts. What was the other one? Advanced Warfare. But it has movement of it.
I would say that's fair.
Yeah.
This is the beta. So it was 3 maps, then it became 4 maps, and it was 7 game modes. Then originally it was only open to people that pre-ordered, but then over the weekend, for the last 2 days, everyone could download it and check it out if they wanted to. So it's not the full game, but you get a decent idea of it. And yeah, it's not as quick as Advanced Warfare, but it's quicker than a lot of the other Call of Duties. And the reason for that is the movement stuff. So in Advanced Warfare, everyone had the exosuit, so you could like boost in many ways. So that meant when you jumped, you super jumped. And then you could like hover in the air and stuff, and then you could run and pretty quick, and you could dodge side to side. Black Ops 3 incorporates some of that, but instead you just have like a more of a tame version of it. So you don't have a super jump. Instead you jump normally, but then you could double jump and hover for a little bit.
Okay.
And then you can slide on the floor, which is something you could do in previous games. But with this, you now have the boost, so you do a super slide instead of just a normal one. And then something that's separate to all this boosting is that you can now just run on walls. And I can't remember if you could do that in Advanced Warfare, but I want to say you couldn't.
I have a question.
Go on.
The running on walls, is it... See, the only thing I can think of when you run on walls, because I don't play many games, is Prince of Persia. Is it like that? Like you could run across a gap?
Yeah, kind of. I didn't really play Prince of Persia, but this is first person. So what it is that a lot of the maps actually have sections that's kind of designed for it. Not main parts of the map, but just little shortcuts. If you want to take it, it's there. So, for example, on one of the maps, you have the middle bit. If you go on the left side, it's through like these caves, but if you go on the right side, there's this wall, and there's just a big gap. So that means that anyone who kind of runs on that side, you can get across the map by just running on it.
Right.
But it's not that limited as far as I can tell. I think you can just run as far as the wall goes, but it never really gives you a wall that's stupidly long to run across.
Okay.
And then when you jump off the wall, you use your boost, because you don't use your boost to run, because you have like a standard boost meter that comes up whenever you do something like a double jump, and once that runs out, then you run out of your boost. But for wall running, you just run on the wall.
Okay.
So what that meant on this one map is that everyone who would jump on that side would run along the wall, see each other, then have a fight like on the wall.
That sounds cool.
Or they would run along, jump upwards in the air, and then like land on people because you were so high up in the air. Because that's what you can do. You can like wall jump and climb up on walls a little bit and then just be so high up. But with Advanced Warfare, you could just do that at a click of a button. You just go flying upwards. But with this one, people don't do that because the initial jump isn't that big. But if you're kind of more creative, you can wall jump and get really high in the air. And that's what kind of makes it really cool.
Like belly flop?
Well, you can't belly flop, sadly.
Oh.
But
like stomp them?
No, you can just go down and like hit them. It's more about just being in the air and having that advantage. Although sometimes, of course, it's a disadvantage because you're a massive target in the air. But again, because everyone like... What makes it cool is that older CODs, it was... You were walking around and there would either be someone in front of you or someone on a higher level maybe, and that's it. With Advanced Warfare, everyone was kind of jumping all over the place or whatever, and it was fine, it was good, I enjoyed it. But with Black Ops, it's a little bit more precise. So now, anywhere, like everyone has their own like style. Like some people are jumping off the wall, some people are sliding, some people are just walking normally. There's so many different ways that people can move that it just means that every kind of player is different. Like some people might just have a knife and just run up to you and stab you. But then that same person who comes through the door might like wall jump, they might slide. There's like so many different things they could do that it makes it a lot more interesting on those one-on-one battles. Because sometimes you might just have a standard, you both stand there, shoot, see who wins. Alternatively, people could be more creative with it. And I think it's awesome. I've had a really great time playing the beta, and it's because of stuff like that.
There's going to be a day one purchase for you.
Yeah, I mean, they all have been anyway.
Oh.
But I think this is going to be one of the better ones in years. But I think Advanced Warfare was really good. But I think this one is incorporating all the stuff that made Black Ops good and all the stuff that made Advanced Warfare good for a game that's not going to like revolutionize anything, but it's going to be like just fun. Because these last 4 days playing it, I've just had fun. And it's just been really fun to just play and check out. Even though there's only been like 4 maps or so, I've still managed to really enjoy it.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, I mean, and a big thing as well that makes it really cool is that there's the specialist system. So of course you have your loadout, and that's all your weapons and all your perks. You have your score streaks, so whenever you get to a certain score, because it's not kill streaks anymore, it's score streaks, and it has been for a while with Black Ops. So you get your score streak, so whenever you get to a certain score in one life, you earn these like UAV, a bombing thing, a missile, stuff like that. But now you have your specialist, where everyone selects their specialist, and throughout the match it will slowly charge. I think getting kills makes it charge quicker, but it's nothing to do with your score streak, so it doesn't reset when you die, it just naturally keeps going, and then when it fills up you get an extra little thing. So for one of those things it's called the gravity spikes, which is you slam down on the ground, create this massive wave around you and kill everyone in the area. So what you were saying earlier about the belly flop, you could do that. You earn your gravity spikes, you equip them, you jump in the air, you come from like a big height and then kill everyone in a circle around you. But then there's stuff.
How quick do they recharge usually?
It depends how long in the game. It takes a few minutes. You're not gonna. Obviously, you can't use them every life. Mm-hmm. But every like couple of minutes or so, you're gonna use them. Again, it depends on how well you do, but you're gonna use them a few times in every game you play. You definitely will get at least 2 or 3 times, depending on the length of the match.
Okay.
But there's one where it's just kind of a magnum, where it's just like bang, dead, one-shot kill. There's one that's a turret, or like a light machine gun, but it's super good. Then there's more passive ones as well, where like there's a vision thing so you can see through walls for a short time, and stuff like that. The one I use is called the Sparrow, and it's a bow, and you shoot explosive arrows from it. So it's an instant kill if you hit someone with the arrow, but also it explodes. So if you don't quite hit them, they can get killed by the explosive. And it's awesome. It just feels a bit more built up with all the movement stuff, with this now specialist stuff, on top of everything that already exists. It just means that, like I said before with the movement, every player is unique. And playing against people is a unique kind of experience. Yeah, it's the same sort of map, same sort of game modes, but it just feels a little bit more interesting. Like I'm not going to say, oh, it's crazy different to play, but it just feels so well built up and so built upon that it's hard not to get sucked into it and hard not to kind of enjoy it. And also the basic fact of that the maps are really good, or they're pretty solid anyway. There's no circle maps or anything like that. They seem a lot more well designed, and also they look great. And they're swimming as well. There's like one map where you have like it's a house and then you got the outside bit, but there's a waterfall, so you can like jump in the water, and you can either go on top of the waterfall to where the bridge is, or you could swim to the caves, or you can swim into the house. Just like little things like that.
Can you fight underwater?
Yeah,
you
can shoot each other, and it's really chaotic because you can't really see as well.
Yeah, that sounds good.
But some people also, like, I don't have a second weapon, so when I switch weapons, I just get my fists out. So it's cool to just jump in the water and just have a fist fight with someone, like, if you want.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, because your standard melee with your gun doesn't kill in one anymore.
Did it ever?
Yeah, well, you would have the knife.
Oh, of course, yeah, okay.
But the knife now isn't a default. Instead, you hit people with your gun, but that doesn't kill in one. So you have to hit them twice, which means that if you equip a knife, it's better because, now you can move quicker and you can actually kill in one. So again, that's another small tweak, but also there's a new mode. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like an escorting thing where one team has like a goal that they have to defend, and the other team has a robot. And whenever that team one of the members is near the robot moves. If they're not, the robot doesn't move. And the whole objective is to be next to the robot to escort it to the other person's goal. And then when it does, it explodes and you get a point.
What does the robot look like?
It just looks like a robot. Like, I was thinking Chappie. I kept calling it Chappie anyway, because that was the first thing that came to mind. But it's just this robot that's just casually just strolling through the map that you got to defend. It doesn't care, but it's just got this big battle around it.
Oh, it looks a bit like a crap transformer.
Let's not say crap. Let's say majestic.
Not quite the same meaning, but okay.
But no, it's really cool. Again, it's a game mode I only played today on Sunday because I didn't really know about it. But I checked down and was like, hey, this is actually really fun. This can actually be really cool.
So is it is it like have you played Team Fortress 2?
A little bit.
There's that bomb one. You have to defend the bomb and it's on tracks and it's moving.
I would assume so, yeah.
Can the robot die, or is it just if you
no?
don't get
Well,
there in time?
you can shoot it to the point where it reboots, but it never goes back.
So it just slows down and stops.
Yeah, it will just stop while it reboots.
All right.
So you just kind of do it like that. But once it moves forward, that's it. It can't move backwards.
Okay. Yeah.
But that means once you get it right to the end, it becomes like really chaotic because all the one team has to do is be near the robot and it'll move.
Uh-huh.
And when it's right at the end, it just becomes everyone just jumping in, and it's really fun. It's really good.
Good. Sounds like a lot of finessing has been done.
Yeah, I think overall really impressed. Really impressed with Black Ops 3. Because Black Ops 2 I didn't really care about. I felt the multiplayer was pretty weak. I felt the new changes were fine, but the maps were bad, and that was enough for me. And I couldn't find any weapons I really liked. But Black Ops 3, no, it's great. I actually can't wait to play it. I was going to play it anyway, but I think it's going to be a really good one. And I know there's a lot of cynics out there. I don't care. I'm not trying to convince people who don't like Call of Duty that it's good. I'm just going to say if you want a good game, if you want a fun FPS multiplayer game, it's great. And that's the thing. Like, it takes a lot of nods from Titanfall. I think I kind of got to address that. But it still feels like Call of Duty, definitively.
Uh-huh.
But it just feels more... It's just fun. Like, Titanfall flows very well, and that's what made that game really enjoyable. That it just, like, there was the AIs, it was bigger maps, you had these mechs, so it would just flow. So you could play a game with only dying like 1-2 times. That wasn't impossible to do. And it just had that great flow to it. But this doesn't have that. It's still definitively Call of Duty. So if you don't like that fast-paced action, that's not going to change here. But if you do like it, or at some point liked it, this is awesome. And this is one of the best multiplayers I think they've done in years. So I can't wait.
When is it coming out?
November, like it does every year.
Oh, there'll be a lot of good games coming out then, though.
I know.
Ooh.
I looked at the schedule. It's brutal, November. That's a brutal one.
A good brutal.
A good brutal, yeah.
But still a brutal.
Yeah. But, I mean, when you look at it, so it's November 6th or whatever is Black Ops 3. And then I think a week after that is Fallout 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then a week after that is Star Wars Battlefront.
Ooh, okay.
But if you break it down, I mean, looking at it realistically, as someone who wants to buy and play all those games, I could buy Black Ops 3, I can beat that on Veteran in a few days, I could get a good amount of multiplayer started, then Fallout 4 will come out.
Yep.
By that point, I've already beaten the single player of Black Ops 3, so all there is multiplayer, so that means I can then jump between playing some single player Fallout 4 and then playing a little bit of multiplayer Black Ops 3, and then after Star Wars Battlefront comes out, that's solely multiplayer, so I can replace Black Ops 3 with Battlefront, and then I can kind of try and mix the two, and then that's, along all that time I'm playing Fallout 4. It still sounds a little bit messy, and like it's not going to work out at all.
I love that it's like, I can just imagine you standing in front of a board, like the network television where they're planning out the schedule, and you're like, we need some Fallout 4 here, but 6 o'clock's looking a bit empty there. Let's move some Star Wars there.
Can we move some Star Wars in there? When does the DLC come out? That's what I need to know.
We can move some in there. Great, excellent. Okay, right, that's going there. You got like a nicely scheduled lineup for your November.
Well, that's what I was thinking though. That in October, it's the 27th of October is when Halo 5 comes out.
Oh God!
But honestly, that's too late. That's far too late. If it came out early October, perfect. That's a whole month of playing the campaign, playing the multiplayer, and really enjoying it. But the fact that it's October 27th, no, they've shot themselves in the foot. I actually don't know if I'm going to get it because of that horrible release date.
Oh.
Because all of October is completely bare.
Well, that is a bit silly.
Yeah, it's just stupid. Like, Halo always used to come out in September, and that was perfect. That was absolutely perfect. It meant that you could really enjoy Halo, really get into it, but it was a big enough gap between the rest of the other big games so you could still check out those and play those. But now it's trying to compete. Halo 4 did this as well. I only really played that for a week, because after that week it was then done. I had to play other stuff.
You had to play?
There was too much stuff. It was too much. But if Halo 5, just a week. Just move it a week forward. Just give me the 20th. That means I could put a solid 2 weeks into that game and then move on from it after the fact. But when you put it up against Black Ops 3, which I now am really excited for, Fallout 4, which looks amazing, and Battlefront, which looks amazing, it's just, guess what? Halo 5's not going to get played. It's just stupid. It's just not going to happen.
That's going to be an expensive month for gaming, isn't it? Like,
oh, yeah.
People who want to know all those games.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you got it, that's fair enough. That's fine. Do what you want, but that is an expensive month.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
You're just getting ready for it, that's all.
Yeah, I'll get them, though, but that's it. And then there's still stuff I want after the fact. Just Cause 4. Wait, Just Cause 3, that's the one. That comes out December. But that, guess what? I'm going to have to leave that until January sales because I have to play Fallout 4 in that time and play more Black Ops 3 and Battlefront.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, because the Battlefront DLC comes out early December, comes out like a week or two after the fact.
What is that?
It's the
more planets.
You get the four. Yeah, you get the 4 planets.
Yep.
You get half Tatooine, the new one, and Endor. But then they're releasing another new planet as DLC 2 weeks after Battlefront comes out.
But it'll be Death Star.
No, it's another new planet. It's not Death Star.
Damn. Okay.
But again, with Battlefront, that might be pretty. I might burn through that and then not really play it that much. I have to see how that goes. It might not be that good. Or it might be one of those that once you've played a couple of games on each planet, you don't have to play it anymore. Mm-hmm. I hope that's not the case, but they're setting it up to be the case.
Are they?
Well, just think about it. Just look at the content. I mean, there's different maps on each planet, sure, but if there's no campaign, and if all the other modes are really weak, which they are, there's like a horde mode they're adding, but who cares about that? Like, if all the extra modes are quite weak, so outside of just playing through it normally...
Have they talked about... Is there a split screen?
Yes.
There is?
Yeah, they're those missions.
Because that's the only time I could see the horde mode being quite good.
Yeah, that might be it. But again, it's just horde mode. They announced it at E3. It's so lazy.
Yeah.
So we've created these massive environments. Now we have to do something with them. Let's just do a horde mode. But who's going to be playing horde mode when you can be playing zombies in Black Ops 3? It's stupid. And when I think of Star Wars, I don't think of surviving against Tusken Raiders.
Oh. They're good though.
You play it like once.
Just the funny noises they make, yeah. And then kill them all and then you're done.
Yeah. But nobody's going to get invested in it. It's just not going to happen.
Probably not, but I do like the idea of split screen stuff.
Well, yeah, split screen stuff is fine, but again, like I'm saying, when you don't have that campaign, where you don't have Galactic Conquest, I think it's going to be a great game to play, but in terms of how many hours I actually put into it, it's not going to be like a stupid amount of hours because of the multiplayer, if it's only the multiplayer. It doesn't work like that.
What?
You know what I'm saying? Like, if the main content is just the multiplayer,
yeah,
you kind of treat it more like a single-player game because that's all it is.
Yeah. As in, so what, you're going to blast through it and then maybe not touch it for a while?
Yeah.
Alright.
I mean, I have to see when I actually get it. Like, that might not happen. But, like, say Black Ops 3, you have the campaign, that'll be like 6 to 8 hours. But then multiplayer is open-ended, so you just invest, maybe... once a week, you play it for a couple of hours and like that. But with Battlefront, it's just the multiplayer.
Yep.
So once you play through it all, are you actually going to return to replay that content? But with Black Ops 3, that's not what you're doing. You've already played the main content. Now you're just returning for the multiplayer that you haven't invested as much time in. if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I guess so.
And that's just the risk you have when you don't have a campaign. Like, it's why Titanfall I really like, but when there was no campaign, it meant it was hard to really get too invested into it. Again, it was still fantastic. I still loved it. Still played it quite a lot. But at least with Titanfall, there was like 13 different maps, all in each their own unique region. Battlefront, there's only 4.
Right. Yeah. I don't know, but I was just thinking it could go the other direction, and that makes me play it more. You know?
Possible, but I don't know any games where that's the case.
I guess it just comes down to how it plays.
Yeah, but even if it plays great, you're not going to replay the same content over and over again, are you?
Isn't that
I know that's the nature of multiplayer, but again, like I said, like when that's all it is,
Yep.
you treat it differently. You just do.
Well, what about Splatoon? Wasn't that kind of the same thing?
That did have its own 5 to 6 hour campaign, though.
Did it?
And I don't play that anymore, so that kind of proves my point. I played it for about a month or so, if that. And now I just don't touch it. Even though it was fun, I do like it. I would like to return to it at some point, but in terms of me actually returning to it and actually playing an hour or two, it's just unlikely.
Wait, you're talking about the multiplayer now?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
But again, I'm excited for Battlefront. I'm just saying, will I play it more than 10 hours? I don't know.
Well, as long as you feel like you got your money's worth.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, we'll see how the DLC is, but I'm not buying the season pass. No way. No way am I doing that.
That's pretty much the price of another game, right?
Yeah, it'll be like 30, 35 quid.
Yep.
Because like Arkham Knight has the season pass, but I don't care. I don't know how many people actually brought the season pass for that game. Because that game stands alone by itself, as it should. But then the other stuff, I'm sure the content's good, but I'm not paying double. I'm not doing that.
Oh, good for you.
Thank you, Joe.
Be happy with what you have.
Well, you'll be buying Battlefront. Does the idea of a season pass adding more planets intrigue you at all?
Well, adding more planets on straight away? Or just automatically when the DLC comes out?
Well, it'll be like I'm assuming a normal season pass where for the next year there'll be 4 new planets added at each of their own point. So 2 months afterwards, new planet. 2 months afterwards, new planet. Stuff like that.
No.
Well, there we go. See, there we go. And I hope a lot of people are like that.
What, rejecting that idea?
Yeah, it's just I don't dislike season pass. I don't dislike it though. I think it can work really well with certain games, but it's that
Which games?
Pay for your game again for more content for the game.
Which games?
And it's just stupid.
Which games do you think it would work for?
Well, let me think. I think Fallout 4 it would work well for, because the Fallout 3 content, there was a lot to it.
Okay.
But again, I wouldn't pay 35, 40 quid for it. If they said 25 quid, then I'd be fair enough.
Uh-huh.
Because then I would know that they would get like a proper thing, like a proper expansion to it at some point. But again, it's like, you don't necessarily want all the content that a season pass offers. But I just really liked what Nintendo did with Mario Kart 8. I thought that was perfect. Where it was like, what was it? It was like £12. I think it was £11 actually. And it's a racing game. So guess what? You get 2 packs. And one of them you get 8 new courses and new races. And the other one you get 8 new courses and new races. And also they included these extra skins you could use for free. And also you got 200cc mode, which changed the game completely. So that was awesome. That was perfect. I think my point with the season pass is, don't make so much content that you have to charge the price of the game. If you only do 2 expansion packs, that's completely fine. I'll pay for those 2 expansion packs as a season pass, but I don't need it to be constantly updated. and I'm not going to pay the price of the game for constant updates. It's just not worth it in the end.
When did these season passes become a thing?
What
game did that start with?
Oof. See, even Call of Duty back in the day, they had, I guess World at War had 4 DLC packs.
What, and they had a season pass where you'd buy all of them?
Yeah, I think so. I would say it's probably World at War 2008, like Gears of War 2, that sort of time.
Really? Oh, seems much newer than that, but I don't really pay attention to it.
Yeah. But again, that's not bad.
Oh, actually, well...
Oh, go on.
I'm looking it up. This is from Giant Bomb. Apparently it's L.A. Noire.
That's 2011, 12.
That's what they say.
Well, that's just stupid.
Rockstar Pass.
Okay, it depends what you mean by a season pass. I guess a season pass would include... Or it's when the game comes out, do you want to buy this pass to get all the DLC? I guess that's what a season pass technically is.
Yeah.
When really, you had stuff before L.A. Noire where it's you got content and you could buy it as a bundle.
Okay.
I'd assume, like...
Sure.
So I assume L.A. Noire was probably the first one to say, hey, get all the content ahead of time.
Yep. Just looking at all the games now. Right. Yeah.
But yeah, again, with Batman, I love Batman and the Arkham games, but I don't know how many people actually bought that season pass. When if they just reduced the amount of content you got, instead of doing it one a month for 6 months, did it like one a month for 2 months, but only have have half of it, I think that would have been better.
Yeah, just make it more digestible.
Just make it 20 quid, make it 3 expansion packs, and that's it. Easy.
Yeah. Yeah, that works. I mean, I still wouldn't get them, but...
But that's reasonable.
It's reasonable for most people, I'm sure, yeah.
It's just, I guess it's the idea of you brought a game, buy it again for later content. Even if the content's good, it doesn't matter. It's the principle of it.
Yeah. Definitely.
But I'm trying to think, there must have been season passes that I brought. I want to say one of the Call of Duties I brought the season pass, which I think was a mistake, because by the time like the third one come out, I just didn't care.
Yeah, exactly. That's another good point. You might not even play the game by the time.
Yeah, I guess there is an arrogance
to entice you back.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that. Yeah, I mean, it's meant to bring you back, get everyone excited again. But there is an arrogance to, oh, you'll be playing our game still in 10 months, and it's like, no, actually, I don't think I will.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a bit of a flawed concept when you think about it.
It's like, I guess that's my problem with Splatoon. I kind of like the idea of a dynamic online space that keeps evolving, but at the same time, I'm not going to be playing a game every single week for months and months on end. It's just impractical. I like to pick up a game, play it from start to finish, put it down and move on to the next one.
Yep.
Who really wants to be playing the same game over and over again? That seems like a very PC gaming mentality, which is fine. It's just not my mentality.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely. Yeah, you're right when you say it's PC. I'm just thinking of a game that I've played for
what, Minecraft?
many years.
You've played it a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. But apart from that, no.
But then again, with Minecraft, it's not buy the season pass. It's not like if you want all this content, buy it for a year, because you'll still be playing for a year.
Yeah. Most probably. That was one of the things that was pretty good when it first came out, was that it was just, get everything in the future for free. That was one of the things that Notch said, like, when he was first making the game. And I'm quite surprised that, Microsoft's ownership hasn't changed that in any way.
Well, you get costumes that cost money, so they make their money off that.
Yeah, you can get those lovely Simpsons outfits.
Yeah.
God.
They are unique.
Yes, definitely.
But yeah, so they make their money, like, I don't have a problem with that sort of DLC, the costume one, because it's like, well, just don't buy it. Like with microtransactions, I don't actually have a problem unless it makes the game unfair. But somebody unlocking a weapon sooner isn't unfair because you can still unlock the weapon.
Yeah. That makes sense.
But so I don't have a problem with that. It's just yeah, but again, I love Game of the Year editions though. Like when I got Fallout 3, I got the Game of the Year edition. Came with an extra disc, a ton of content. It was awesome. So I liked the content, but guess what? The Game of the Year edition was cheaper than the original game. And you get the game with it.
So just be patient.
Yeah, I guess that's it, right? Like, the season pass will always go on sale. I can always just wait until it does and then buy it and get all the content at once. So, but I guess I feel like with a game like Call of Duty or a multiplayer game, there's always something else to move on to. So why would I go backwards in terms of playing multiplayer games? A single player game, sure. But like with Titanfall, I got the season pass when it was cheap. And I played it for a little bit, but it was like, well, I've played this.
Yeah.
You know, I had my fun, I enjoyed it. These are just kind of some extra maps, so whatever. But again, like with Fallout 4, I'll keep an eye out on that, but I won't buy the season pass straight away.
No. Yeah, and plus, like you say, you can almost guarantee with Fallout that they're going to be pretty good little expansions.
Yeah, Fallout 3 had great DLC.
Yeah.
Great set of missions, new stuff, unique. There was one where you just went on a UFO. You were just on a spaceship.
Oh, yeah, I remember seeing that.
That was really hard, but it was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Then you had one where it was just you get on a boat and go to a whole other like island, and then you have like this weird trip where everything like freaks out, and it was really cool. It was great.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we're going to move on because I think I've made my point about season passes.
Right.
It's just there's just an arrogance to pay the game again, and the content will probably be good, and just having it trickle in. I just want to play it all at once. I want a complete experience. I don't want to have to return to a game 2 months after I've stopped playing it for the sake of 2 hours of gameplay. It's just silly.
You know what? That actually links in quite well to what I was going to bring up for this podcast.
Oh, okay. Another moneymaker idea, I'm guessing.
No. Well, moneymaker for the company. I've been playing The Simpsons Tapped Out.
Oh,
I said
again.
I said I would in an episode of Krusty's Funhouse. I said, you know what, I'm going to download it again and I'm going to play it. And I'm going to see what it's like. Because, yeah, I did try it maybe, what must have been a year or maybe even 2 years ago when it first came out. I tried it and just didn't like it.
God, 2 years.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's still going, though. Still going strong.
So, I downloaded it. And it's just... I was saying in that episode of my Let's Play that I wish it was like a game that wasn't anything to do with mobile. I wish it was like a SimCity game that's just Springfield related. And playing it has just solidified that even more so because it's so annoying. It's actually a good game. Like the mechanics of it and the way it's done and the Simpsons characters and the buildings and everything. I really like it. Have you tried it?
No, I don't. Is it on Android?
I think it's on both, yeah.
I mean, I guess I could give it a go, but no, I haven't touched a mobile game. There's only one mobile game I really played, and I haven't played that in years.
Right. So yeah, I just whenever I play it, and I've been playing it quite often, just to get a feeling for it, and it's pretty good in the sense that I could play it for maybe 5 minutes and then put it away because then I've got to wait an hour for bloody Lisa to do her homework. It's like something stupid like that. That's
Don't we all?
Yeah, it's pretty fun in that sense, but it's still kind of just so. It just makes me sad when I play it. It really does because you're seeing all these cool little things and it's locked away behind the paywall of bloody donuts, and it's. I got to give it to the game that it's not outright kind of buy. Like some games are like, oh, you've run out of whatever's, pay whatever to get some more. It's not terribly obnoxious about that, but it is very clear that you can't really do much at all without investing in microtransactions. Like at the moment, for example, I'll give you an example. I've got the game right here.
Oh, cool.
At the moment, there's a themed event. There's an event. They do events. One of them was like the Squid Port, little Squid Port expansion, apparently. One of them was Krusty Land. You could make your own little theme park. And the one they've got at the moment is Monorail. So you can make your own
Monorail.
And the detail is spot on. Like, they've got Bitey. They got the possums. And like you tap them and I don't know, you do some stuff. It's all there. All the references, everything's there. But they have this sort of, I'm looking at it now, they have this sort of, what they call a project board, right? Because everyone loves that in their game, project boards, where you have to hand in kind of, what is it? Duct tape, right? It's like a sort of another version of the currency in the game. And that's what you do to unlock monorail pieces. Except, the thing with, there's my voice, the thing with this monorail thing is it's a timed event. So if you don't do it in time, you don't get them.
Oh.
That sort of stuff just ruins it completely.
Oh, what? So if you don't pay, you don't see it all, and then it's gone?
Pretty much. It's gone.
Well, that's terrible.
It's terrible, and it's just like, I'd love to make a Springfield like that. I'd love to. It's really fun to make all the characters go do stuff, and if you're a fan of those like simulation games or god games, which to an extent I am a little bit. Don't play massively, but I could get into one, especially if it's Simpsons themed. It could be such a good game, Tom. It could be a great Simpsons game, and it's not.
See, I think the flaw with having all this money stuff around it is that it's not satisfying when you unlock it, even if you do it normally. Like, when you play a game, if you can't see something and it's locked, you're like, right, I'm going to work towards that. You invest the time, you go through the struggle, the challenge or whatever, or you just invest your time in it. And then eventually you get it like, yeah, awesome, I got the thing I wanted. But I guess the idea that somebody else could just go like, now it's mine.
Yeah.
Like, just devalues your own single experience, especially because you're reminded it to some degree.
Everywhere.
So it sounds like if all they did is say, turn off, like there was a feature where you just said turn it off, so you can keep that completely out of your mind, then you could have that own solo experience and enjoy it. But because you're always reminded that somebody else could instantly pay for it, it means that what you did actually didn't mean that much in the long run.
And actually, I was when I was looking up this game, when I was recording the episode, I was looking at the how much would it actually cost? And so it was something like £99, 99 pence will get you 2,400 donuts. All right. And after playing the game, that would not get you anywhere near complete. £100 would not finish the game. Well, not finish, but you wouldn't get what the game has to offer with £100. That is terrible.
Well, you got to think it like this. If you played any other game, like a normal game, and it had that option of, do you want to beat the game for this fee? That would be a high fee, especially if it was like a 100-hour game.
But there shouldn't even be that option, really.
No, I mean, it's silly, but it's just how it makes its money. So it's like, yeah, they can't make it easy for you to just buy to the end. And it's, I don't know, it's a weird one because it's like, yeah, that is silly, that is overpriced, but you're paying to take the shortcut.
No, but you're not, though. Because
you're paying to take a big jump, though. But
I'd say at least of what I've seen of the game and the menus and all the buildings and stuff, it's a 50-50 split for what you can unlock and what you have to buy.
Why? So there's stuff that you outright have to buy.
You have to use the donuts. There's no, and you do get those currency, but it's maybe okay. So I've been playing for maybe 4 days. I'm at level 9.
Ooh.
And I have a total of 83 donuts. All right,
that's pretty good.
Yeah, well, it's pretty good until you realise that the minimum price really for anything like a building or one of the characters is 100 donuts. So you can't even do that. And that's one of the most basic things you can buy. And 50% of the game is that. And it's...
Okay, yeah, it does sound a little skewed.
It's difficult to explain, but it's just if you played it, you'd be sad, Tom.
But I think you're right though, because we've had those experiences with older games like that, Roller Coaster Tycoon, Theme Hospital, all that sort of stuff. We know how much fun that can be to just get addicted and sucked into that sort of management game.
I would be addicted to that game. If it was any normal game, I'd be addicted to it, I swear.
You know what, Joe, I'm going to do?
Yeah?
I'm installing it now.
Install it and just try it.
I'm going to try it, and I'm going to give my thoughts after playing it.
Even like the little in-game dialogue before you start a quest is actually okay. It's not terrible.
There's effort. I guess that's what makes it
yes,
sad.
that's what makes it so sad. There's effort, there's detail, there's references ahoy. Don't know why I said it like that for.
Was that a reference, Joe? I couldn't...
No, it wasn't. No,
you said that so naturally.
No. For example, there's one of the things you can get in the game is the dump, Springfield dump. And you can see, as you are recycling, because that's part of the thing you have to do.
Sure.
You can see the dump growing. And you can see little references. You can see a little Mr. Sparkle box, and you can see Funzo in there. And it's just like, I really like that. That shows that they actually know what they're doing. And then it's all tainted when it says, "Oh, you need 100 donuts to do this."
Yeah, but then you just put it down, you move on, you come back to it. You're not meant to put hours into it.
No, that's what I'm doing. You know, you play for 5 minutes at a time, you put it back down, and it's not that satisfying. You were right. It's not that satisfying.
Right, I've got it installed. I'm not going to play it right now, but I will give you my thoughts.
Okay.
We won't do a podcast next week, but after 2 weeks, I will let you know how I find it.
Oh, I can add you as a friend.
Yes!
We can share Springfields. Ooh.
Or maybe I'll do daily tweets as well. My experience with Tapped Out. Tapped Out Day 1.
Tapped Out tweets.
Tapped Out tweets, yeah.
Hashtag
TOT.
Yeah.
Hashtag Tom's TOT.
Oh. TTOT.
Now that's your money-making idea right there. I don't know how you make money off of that, but that's it right there.
Monetize tweets somehow.
Well, people make money off Twitter, right? Somehow, I don't know. Right. Anyway, so before we go, there's one thing I did want to talk about. A certain game that I played this week, and that's Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. You heard about this one?
I have, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, it's a Sony published game, but it's an indie game. So it got released on the store for about 12 quid, something like that. So I thought I'll give it a go. It looked kind of interesting. Graphically, it looked fun. And I don't play indie games, and I think that's wrong. I think I should play more indie games because they may be simple, but they're still an experience, and I could still really enjoy them. Yep. So while I like my mainstream, I like my AAA, that's what I stick to, I should check out an indie game once in a while. Open my mind. And also the other reason I played it is because I found out I'm in the credits, so I wanted to see that.
Oh.
I know, hey. And but yeah, I didn't do anything to do with the game. I just got put in the credits due to some thing that happened.
Oh.
But this was the first time even playing it. And I didn't really like it. I thought, again, graphically, very nice. It was really cool to walk around because the whole game is that nobody's around, you know something has happened, and you're just walking around this English village. Mm-hmm. And then you find these floating orbs, and then the floating orbs will show you an event that happened between two people before in a conversation. So you just go through the whole village, you're walking through different areas, and you build up what happened by viewing these little light orbs. And you build up the story like that. Okay, so initially it was cool because it's an English village, and I've been to places like that, and it was really cool to see, like, I know a place that has that sort of sign. I've been to these sort of towns, so that was pretty cool. And again, graphically it was nice. The problem with that is that the frame rate is really inconsistent and all over the place. Not to the point where it's unplayable, but that's something you notice. Or I found it hard not to notice, where sometimes you turn around stuff on screen, the frame rate will just drop. So it kind of takes away from the whole experience a little bit. But it's a single concept game for 5 hours, and it just gets a little dull in places. Because like you start off the game, you walk into the village, you see this massive area with a ton of houses. All there is to do in the game is find these light orbs, or you find these radios and telephones as well. All you're doing is finding stuff. There's no gameplay, you just walk around, interact with something, you get part of the story. That's it. And honestly, in that first opening area, I was already bored out of my mind, because after I searched a few houses, I got the general idea of what was going on, or the story that area was trying to tell, and I just wanted to move on. But I couldn't, because I wanted to see what was in every single house. But usually in a game, seeing every single nook and cranny, you can move past it because it's not the main point of the game. But in this game, it is the main point. So if you don't look at any of that stuff, if you don't explore every single house, you'll miss part of the story, you'll miss part of the experience, and it makes it, you've missed the point. So you have to search every single place, and the walking speed is atrocious. Like, there was a whole thing with this game where they added a run button.
Yep.
Useless. Like, you do go quicker, but every time you enter a building, it's disabled.
Well, it's rude to run in someone's house.
Yeah, but they're all dead, so it's fine. You don't actually see any bodies. It's all kind of, it's all already happened. But it's not really explained, but it's just like, the worst part for me with that walking stuff is that you go to a farm area, and whenever you go underneath like the shelter bit, so it's not a proper building, it's just a roof, you slow down. And it's like, I just want to get through this. Like, it just makes it so agonizingly dull that it's such a little thing, but when there's no gameplay, your walking and running speed is so crucial. You have to get that correct.
That seems like a pretty big oversight.
I don't know what it was. I don't know if they would have play tested this. And I don't know if people were just happy with, oh, the graphics are so nice, so I don't mind walking at this speed or running at this speed. But for me, it seems like you need to try and search every single area, and you don't want to miss anything. So you have to backtrack. Like, you have to go back the way you came to double check. So when you have to do that stuff to make sure you didn't miss a radio or one of the light orbs, it's like, why am I walking at this pace? Why can't the player decide? And I hate that. That, to me, that's one of the gaming sins, dare I say that term, where the player is given the option to run and walk, but then the game dictates their speed based on the scenario. That is awful. That is really bad design. Because if you want the player to focus on something or pay attention, then you should make it worth paying attention to. You shouldn't force the player to then change their speed for the sake of the player not missing it. If it was interesting, the player will pay attention. You don't have to make it really slow. It's just, like, I think developers think that's immersive when you walk in a room and you have to walk slower, but it's not. Because you're taking away the control from the player, but you're not taking it away completely so they can just enjoy themselves and just enjoy what's going on screen. You're editing what the player can do, so you feel like you're less in control of what happens. And that's a big deal. And that's what this game does. And it's just like, it's just disappointing. Because the story is interesting, the graphics can be nice, but these few little flaws where it's like, just let me run as much as I can. That's it, really. That's all they had to change, and it would have been a great game. But as it is, it's just dragged out, just gets dull, and it's just not there for me. I just didn't enjoy it.
Have you finished it?
But I could have done. I did finish it, yeah.
Okay.
It's only about 5 hours. And then the ending is very artsy and a bit... It doesn't explain anything, but whatever, right? It's emotional, but whatever. It doesn't actually explain anything at all, really.
Doesn't sound very reassuring.
No, I just didn't really like it. I think it could have been something. And there were times I was sucked into it, and like the writing and all the different, past interactions you see, some of them can be really immersive. But in between those immersive moments, you have walking very slowly or running quite slowly in between all these different, quite bland buildings. Because it is just a normal English town, or village.
Is it based on an actual place or is it fictional?
I think it's fictional, but they probably were inspired by places, you know.
I'm interested as to where.
Well, it was made by the Chinese Room, who are situated in Brighton. So, I mean, and also everyone has an accent. I couldn't tell you what it is, but it's very typical southern countryside accent. So, again, it probably is based off somewhere, but you would see it and be like, oh, I've at least driven through a place like this before.
Shropshire.
Maybe Shropshire.
That's what it says.
Oh, is that a real place? No, because it's like Yarnford or something like that. That's why it's actually like the name of the place.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
It says... Oh, no, it does say in Shropshire. Oh, it's just in a village in Shropshire. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
The village does have a name, but I can't remember. But yeah, so I just thought it was disappointing. Like, it's so close. Because again, single concept, just make it shorter by making me able to run when I want. Because at the emotional moments, I won't be running all over the place. And even if I am, that's my choice as a player to interact in the game that way. That's my choice. If I want to run around. And then the cheeky thing is, I think you're supposed to replay the game. The very idea makes me want to just... the idea of having to just walk through these areas again at this slow pace is just agonizing. It would be agonizing to do that.
Why replay?
Because, finding everything. Because I didn't find everything. So the little things you missed, I think you're meant to replay it to just double check on stuff. But it's just like, no. I mean, again, some people might be more patient than me, and that might not be a problem. But the reviews are very mixed. And I think they're mixed for the reasons that I'm describing. They might not so blatantly say, you walk too slow, so it's dull. But from the reviews I've read, some people either really enjoy it and enjoy what it did, which is fair enough. But other people are just like, it's not there. It's not a complete experience. It doesn't do what it wanted to do.
Okay. So are you saying that you would like your name taken out of the credits?
I would, absolutely. Have that redacted.
Yep.
We can patch that out.
Yeah, but this is a patch just for your name.
Just, not even like remove, just a line through it. So you see it, it's like, oh, okay, that's
like
interesting.
a 3 gig patch.
3 gig day one patch.
Line.
That's easy. But no, like, so again, they could just patch in a quicker run.
Yeah.
They could do that.
That's a simple enough fix, right?
Yeah. Because it's just like, I don't know, I just found it really frustrating, and because it's like, okay, I want to go there, and it just takes too long. Then you're like, oh, actually, there was a path back there, and it just takes too long.
I'm going to have to watch a video now, because I want to see just how slow it is.
I think that's the crazy thing about this game. Just watch it online.
Yeah.
Don't sit through that. Don't sit through having to just hold up. Fast forward. Just watch someone else play it. Like, and I'm a big thing of like, oh yeah, Let's Plays are great, but if you're interested in the game, you should play it. This is one of those where forget that. Don't bother. Don't waste your time. Just watch someone else play it. Much better. This is designed for that because there's no gameplay, so you don't miss out on anything. And if and you actually save yourself time if you're watching an LP of someone who's played it before.
There you go. You heard it here first, everyone.
It's designed not to be played, which is crazy. And I guess on that principle, I dislike it and think it's bad. Just based on that. Like, make a game that's designed to be played. Please.
That's a good start, when you're making a game.
It's basic.
Yeah. I mean, this is entry-level stuff here.
Yeah, but again, you just throw the word emotional and indie, and some people will like it. That's all you got to do.
Anyway, so just to kind of wrap up, was the story good? Was it worth going through all that?
It was good.
Okay.
But it's not... Again, it had its moments.
Good to
when
watch.
It worked, it really worked. Mm-hmm. But again, yeah, you could just watch it.
Okay.
And have that exact same experience.
Right.
Because you're not really doing anything.
You're walking.
Yeah, that's it. You're just walking.
Okay. Oof. That's good, because I was curious about that game, because whenever I read comments, it was sort of, this is kind of like where I live, and everyone was saying, it's based around, I know a village like that, so it's good to know.
Yeah, if you're interested, just watch it online. It's perfectly valid to do that.
Okay.
I would recommend that massively over actually buying it and playing it.
How much was it?
It's 12 quid.
Worth it?
No, not really.
Okay.
Well, I didn't like it, so.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's the end of the podcast. So, what's going on with your channel, Joe?
Well, I kind of trying to remember now. Did Krusty's Fun? It did. So, what started this since the last podcast? Left 4 Dead with some guy.
Hey,
This guy.
bit of fun in it.
Yeah, it is pretty good. Actually, it was pretty good. I was editing it today. I was laughing at our own stuff
Were you?
because I'm a complete sado, but I thought it was pretty funny.
Just replaying lines you said, like, yes, good.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. So, yeah, go watch
And
it.
you never said that with Splinter Cell or All for One, so you know that's a validation.
Those were terrible.
Those were piss poor compared to this.
This is where it's at. Watch us shoot some
those.
zombies and comment on it.
That's the idea.
That's the game, and that's the Let's Play.
So Left 4 Dead, don't play it, watch it.
Watch mine.
Me.
No, but we got your point of view as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it switches. It's good.
It is good.
I think it's turned out well so far.
Me too?
Good. Are we allowed to say this about our own stuff? Yeah.
Well, if you're happy with it, there's pride. You can have pride in what you do.
I'm happy and I know it. Do I clap my hands now?
No, absolutely not. No.
okay.
Why? Why would you even say that?
Fine. That's
Right.
it, really. That's all that's come out at the moment.
Okay. So for me, Unleashed is going to finish next week, hopefully. And then, I already said this, but I won't replace it unless there's something in particular that stands out. So it's going to be a random, oh yeah, that would be good to do, and then I just do it. Which is something I haven't done before. But, I think that's quite cool. I like that idea. So if I start getting a bit bored of Pokemon Y, boom, here's a new one that I thought would be cool to do.
So, by the sounds of it, there'd be shorter ones?
Possibly, yeah. I mean, again, it depends what I kind of pick. But it just means I can just, once Unleashed is done, just at any point, if I have the idea, I just do it, and then I just go through with it.
By the sounds of it, you need to Let's Play the Rapture game.
No!
You just told everyone to watch it.
No!
I think that's what you were saying. I think that's what people expect now.
I hope not. They're going to be sincerely disappointed.
Well, prepare for the comments then.
I will. On the non-videos that I won't upload.
Yes. No, they'll target your other ones. They'll find you.
Well, that's good.
Any comments is good comments.
That's right. That's what they say. Ugh.
Uh-huh.
But I also did a review finally. That was Digimon World Championship, which may be an odd choice, but I'll be honest, the reason behind it is, or two. A, I finally have a setup for recording DS games, so might as well do a DS one. And B, Digimon World DS and Dawn and Dusk, those reviews are consistently my most watched videos. And have been for like a year or two.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like,
There's an audience.
there's an audience, and I like to do my own stuff, and there's evidence of that where I'll just be like, oh, I want to do this, so I do it. But at the same time, you can't ignore your figures. You got to find a compromise.
Right.
But that sometimes means with reviews, you just review a game of a series that has done well in the past for you. So that's kind of what Championship was. But that game and the structure really screwed me over with the review. Because I don't know if you watched the review.
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, that's okay. But basically the way it's set up, you have to do a championship. It's set once every year. And it's like, there's in-game time. Set once a year in-game. But a year is 3 hours.
Okay.
And if you lose it, you have to wait 3 hours.
Can you skip the DS time?
Well, it's done by its own separate in-game clock. It's not the
Oh.
DS's clock. It's its own time. It's only 8 days to a season, that sort of thing.
Oh man.
But yeah, you have to retrain all your Digimon because they automatically devolve. So you'll have like the best one, you won't win, and then by the time it comes around again, they would have devolved into an egg. And it's just like, come on!
That's really harsh.
It's so harsh. Like, you can reload your save, but obviously because you're lost and you have no direct control over your Digimon, there's no point trying again because you're just going to lose again.
Right.
So you just have to... You might retry once, with a few different combinations. But again, if you lose, you've got to wait 3 hours and you've got to hope that all your Digimon are trained to the Mega level and they haven't devolved by that point. Okay. And you've got to have like 7 of them, 6 or 7 of them, so they all have to kind of be the right level. And it was just like, I was so close to being like, okay, I'm done. I'm almost done with this. I can actually do the review and move on. And then I would lose, and that's another 3 hours of gameplay. And I'm like, God damn it. So it was like the worst to review because I wanted it up and finished a week before, but I just kept losing. It was just so frustrating to do. And so, I eventually just said whatever and then did it, and now it's done. But it was kind of like there's no definitive end or start and end point. And in terms of doing a review, that's the worst type of game. Because you could go on forever, possibly.
So you can't buy any Digi tokens?
There's no Digi nuts. There's no
Digi nuts.
There's no
nuts.
Domons.
Okay.
Sadly.
Oh.
But the next game I'm going to review is really short, has an end point, and I can just get it out the way and done.
Jackie Chan Adventures is coming.
Not Jackie Chan. Not... Oh.
Every podcast, Tom. Right. Everyone until...
Right, podcast cancel. That's fine. That's easy. That is...
You hear me? As long as I'm a guest on here, it will not escape you.
I hope it does.
Maybe I'll forget.
Right, anyway. Any final thoughts that aren't Jackie Chan related?
I'm going to go check on how my monorail's doing.
Good idea. And I'm going to start
Good.
checking the monorails.
Okay.
Right, okay. Well, there won't be a podcast next week because I'm busy. But there will be one the week after I've paid the tapped out and whatever. So it should be a good time.
I'll be interested to hear your report back.
Alright, cool. Well, see you in 2 weeks.
See ya.